to the people first and get their comments and everything on this 2% tax.
Yes.
And kind of educate them because they're not aware of this. And it wasn't supposed to come back to you, it's supposed to come back to committee and then.
Yes, thank you. And other thing, excuse me, Chauncey here for a second, that my plans, if you'll notice, we have a Veterans County Service Officer. We've counted on that for the past 50, 60 years. And I say it's not helping the veteran. What you've done, Tribal Council, is you chartered a Veterans Department now. Working with yourselves and other entities such as housing, we're going to put the VASH houses under this Veterans Department. That building, the Veterans Cemetery, the homeless shelter, that new van that Wounded Warriors donated, the Veterans Clinic, and we want the veterans' names. Social Security came to my office and says that they can help out veterans who just returned. We didn't know this. We need to look into this. We need to know those veterans returning with PTSD. And we need a Veterans Department that's going to reach out and help the veterans. And so that's why this 2% is being proposed to help fund the administration of the charter so it can operate and get services to those veterans. Just for your information real quick, I'm sorry about that, Mr. Wilson. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Medicine Writ just has a 2/3 agenda item, I guess. It's a resolution of the Medicine Writ requesting the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council to add to the 2016-2018 term budget a third Medicine Writ Council.
Did you go through a committee, sir?
We come from the district, and
that's authorized, sir. But you have the documentation on your membership?
Yep, yes, sir. And it actually passed, and it says it in the resolution. It passed in 2012 and 14, and it never was. They never did or budgeted it in after it passed that into council.
And I believe that it is going to be true and accurate, but we just need to be, according to Hoyle, have the right documents in place. Ms. Tappy, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to say good morning, Hihani Wash Day to everybody. You know, I would like the attorney's opinion, and I would like it in black and white where it has to go through a committee. I mean, we're always saying districts are autonomous. Had some, Rich and Ella and I had some the last time that we're listening to this very meeting. We presented our resolution. It got turned down. And on further research, not by myself, but by some of the community people, they said it doesn't have to go through a committee. Something coming from the district should go directly to this, and a decision should be made. So, clarification on that from the attorney, if he could research that and see where it says that you have to go through a committee. Thank you.
Hours, I guess, or don't do whatever the program tells them to do, then that makes them ineligible for general assistance also.
Thank you. Mr. Greenwald, please.
I was looking at your report here. The Justice Center's water lines were tapped into without any permission. I guess, have you guys followed up on that to make sure that the proper water pressure is still maintained at both of the facilities? I know that that is a very critical issue with facilities that end up causing them to be shut down if they don't have adequate fire suppressant. What's your knowledge of how that affected that?
Yeah, right now, we haven't had a water study done, of course, and that's probably what needs to happen is a water study. But there's 8 HUD homes that are going up in that area, and that's what the line was tapped into. And that's my worry also, is do we have enough water pressure? Right now, I'm being told by Indian Health Service that we do, but I need to talk to our facility folks in Albuquerque to see if there's some kind of study or something, some kind of funding we can get to ensure that we do adequate water supply for the fire suppression.
Yeah.
It's not really that I, have a
Patrick Ross,
Yes.
Mike Kermany Horses,
Yes.
Alan Fields the Pipe, Austin Watkins, Dwayne Little Thunder,
Oh.
James Cross, Robin Tapio, Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Tribal Council got a vote of 19 yes, 0 no. Carried unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I'd like to recommend Mr. Craig Dillon for the approval in that last vote, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Cleve. Yes, the attorney has a little update information on drug testing.
Mitake biha yushkama chinkapina na peochis papula. Oglala king tacha waglushna micha kapo. Florida Governor Rick Scott office in 2010 vowed that he would save taxpayers money by requiring welfare applicant tests. He said, if you apply for a job today, you're generally going to be drug tested. The people that are working are paying the taxes for people on welfare. Shouldn't welfare people be held to the same standard? So it looked like a good idea. The Florida legislature enacted it. By the way, so did Georgia. Then the ACLU brought a lawsuit on behalf of a gentleman named Louis LeBron, a Navy veteran, college student, and a single father. He refused to submit to the test, arguing that requiring him to pay for and submit to a drug test was unreasonable when there was no reason to believe. October 20th, 11th, federal district court judge in Florida, Mary Scriven, sided with LeBron and issued a temporary injunction blocking the law. She concluded the law would violate the Constitution's Fourth Amendment ban on illegal search and seizure. While the law was on hold, it drew national attention. Scott continued to lose in court. He remained steadfast in support of the policy. Welfare is taxpayer money to help people looking for jobs who have children. Drug with children looking for a job is totally destructive. The courts rejected those arguments and struck down the law. In a federal court appeals ruling in December 2014, Judge Stanley Marcus, first appointed to the bench by Ronald Reagan, concluded that citizens do not abandon all hope of privacy by applying for government assistance. Florida didn't appeal the case. It's not in effect in Florida. It's not in effect in Georgia. It's not in effect anywhere in the United States. And in fact, the conclusion from the welfare experts was overall that the evidence showed that such drug testing programs don't save money because you need to screen and test a lot of clients to catch a few that are using. And because TANF benefits are so low, there is relatively little savings from cutting people off. So, notwithstanding the fact that this was by 2 states and struck down by a federal appellate court, there are people that still want to do it. But I want to suggest to you respectfully that you hold off on trying to do it here until we see if anybody can win it someplace else. Might save us a lot of money in the long run. Thank you kindly.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, your lunch isn't ready. Kyle, medicine route. Who's going to handle this? Mr. Wilson, Mr. Watkins? Rhonda's got piles and piles.
All right, I'll read it, I guess, while she's passing it out. Resolution of the Medicine District Council requesting the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council to add to the 2016-18 term budget a third Medicine Council representative. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe has adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 10th, 1935 in accordance with section 16 of the Indian
Or married into the tribe and they got adopted. An adoption you cannot enroll. But that's what happened. And now today, this enrollment is in a turmoil. The latest one that really got me stirred up today was, nationally, you have a gay marriage, and it happened right here within the tribal court. Who allowed it? It might be confidential information, but that's a no-no within our tribe. There's nothing in a code, in the law and order code, that addresses that. And whoever let that happen, get him out of here. If it's the chief judge, whomever, open that back door and tell them you're gone. Back in the old days, the old man used to do that. I know of an elderly man from Slim Butte